Hey everybody, Mark Herman, aka LA Bengals fan on most of the major platforms, and I am joined here remotely with Heath, who's you're at your kids' volleyball tournament in Irvine. Is that where you are? So
Anaheim Convention Center.
there you go. So the choppiness, that's the convention center Wi-Fi, but this is the week 14 recap of Jungle Talk. Who day? So, all right. So this was an interesting game. It didn't start out it looked like it was going to be a long day. We lose Tyler Boyd on the very first, second play of the game to a hurt finger. You saw him pull his hand back when he didn't do it. We lose him right away. Mike Hilton limps off, and it's things like, oh my gosh, here we go. The Browns curse. And unfortunately, the Delta O'Neal jersey rises to the occasion. We salvaged that second quarter. With that second quarter, we salvaged the first half. Our last two drives go the distance. The only blemish is that missed PAT by McPherson, which he just yanked. So, but that's pretty much the only.
Mark, you don't think it's time to start looking for a kicker in the next draft?
No. Yes, the first PAT he made was a bad snap, and he actually made it, and he made all the rest of his kicks. So. No. I know we're gonna have somebody say, "Oh my gosh, McPherson's lost it." And I want all the Pirine. This game is completely different if Pirine catches that third down pass, because I went back and looked at that play at halftime, and he has nothing but there isn't a brown in the screen in front of him. That play not only gets the first down, that's a huge play, and on the first drive of the game, we are looking a lot better. So Pirine had two big drops today. Fortunately, he got the second touchdown right before half, but that was a huge drop by Pirine. And those were the big blemishes in the first half. So did you get to see that first drive?
I did not. I was on Sirius Radio for that one, and then I picked up the ticket down here at the convention center. So hopefully my Wi-Fi is not terrible right now.
Yeah, well, you're a little choppy. You're looking like it's like we're talking to an astronaut in outer space, but hopefully it'll pick up. So that was it. So we go into half leading, but that first quarter was scary. I mean, we were like, oh my gosh, here we go. We can't get out of our own way. We got a lot of good things to talk about. We're going to talk about how great Chase looked. Obviously, Higgins was a healthy scratch. He's not healthy, but he suited up, was ready to play, and they just didn't put him in. We lose Boyd, so Irwin and Taylor play big parts in the second half. The defense starts out with that 3 and out. The Browns had deferred and got the ball to start the second half. That was a huge 3 and out. I have to give kudos. Our defensive line played amazing today, and especially Hill and Reeder. Those guys were unbelievable. Tipping passes, clogging up the middle. Chubb, I didn't see what his final numbers were, but they could not have been good. Chubb ran 34.
I looked 34 yards.
Yeah, 14 for 34. So kudos. Our like I said, our defense was stout. We flexed a lot, but they didn't break. And Cam Taylor-Britt, once again, just looks better and better and better every week. I can't believe what our secondary is going to look like next year when we have a Wouzier back and you have Taylor-Britt with all this quality playing time that he's getting under his belt. I mean, he's going to have just an amazing second year. So he's just looking better and better. Cooper was terrible. I mean, he basically shut Amari Cooper down.
I was going to say the same thing about Britt. Hopefully my Wi-Fi's right now.
Yeah,
you're
good.
I was going to say the same thing. That fourth down in the end zone was absolutely amazing. He never turned his head around, but he also didn't play the man. He waited for Cooper's eyes to turn, and as soon as they did, he put that hand right in there and knocked that ball away. I mean, just an amazing play. And I was going to mention the Chubb too. I mean, Deshaun Watson ran for 33. I mean, Chubb only ran for 34. So, I mean, kudos to the defense, as you said. But at the end of the day, I was very concerned listening to it on the radio. My parents are actually in town to watch my son play volleyball. And we were driving down there, and I was not happy. Raining here in Southern California, which doesn't happen often. And Browns are taking it to the Bengals in that first quarter. But, we finally started to play some football, and it was nice to see.
Yeah, we were 14. I didn't know the stat. We were 14-1 in games where we win the first quarter. And here we were tied. So I don't know what the stat is for tied, but it was a frustrating first, and everything's different if Perrine catches that third play of the game. That third down pass. Everything's different. I'm going to say one thing. We got way too cute. Beginning of the fourth quarter, Jesse Bates, we get the ball back. We have a chance to just put the game away. We run a sweep with Chase, and either somebody wasn't in the pattern to get the pass, or Chase is completely shut down on that wide receiver sweep. So he maybe decided to stand there and look like he was going to throw it. If you do that, just chuck it out of bounds. Get it past the line and throw it out of bounds. But why do we get cute and then the tip ball and we end up not scoring? It was like we were in McPherson range. We can get to 16, maybe keep doing. I just thought we got way too cute, and this game was a lot closer at the end than it needed to be because of us. That was my feeling on that.
I don't disagree. I do not think it was anything but a design play. I think Chase was supposed to throw that ball, and he didn't find anybody else. He took the hit. You put that play on game film. Now all of a sudden, somebody else sees that again, and that play is going to come back and it's going to work sometime. So I don't disagree with you that in a game that you have to win. I love monkeys. You always talk about the monkey off the back and stomping on it. Hopefully we didn't stomp the monkey, but we definitely got it off Joe's back, and that was a good thing. So let's see where we go from here. But I will tell you, I love watching this team play, and I once again, mea culpa. I took it after I took some shit from my buddies after the Cleveland game last time when I was ready to just to cash in the season and go get healthy and retool. But no, Lou and Mr. Taylor retooled very quickly for me. So I'm not one to not take my lumps when they're necessary.
Yeah, no, and like I said, I thought we made the game closer. That flea flicker was a great play. I absolutely loved it. Opens things up in the second half. But like I said, I just thought we got too cute because we were already in McPherson range. We didn't have to do anything like that. I mean, we don't need to have those gimmick plays. If it's a design pass, then somebody didn't run a route, because in the replay, there was nobody out there to throw it to. So that's why I thought maybe it was a sweep where Chase realized he was going to get hit for basically where he was and decided to stand up and maybe ad lib. But, like I said, you don't even need to run that play when you can bring out Money Mac and make it a 16-point lead. So.
Hey, let's also talk about one other thing here is that we got some huge penalties in our favor on that first drive. I mean, they had stalled that out. We were getting ready to punt, and obviously we were punting, and Chrisman gets taken out. And then the next thing you know, you got the hands to the face. I mean, we took 30, 45 yards on that first series, courtesy of the Browns. So thank you.
Yeah, well, we'll take it. But we also did some damage to ourselves. We had 2 punt returns where we would have had the ball at the 30, 40-yard line. We wind up inside our 20. One of them we line up inside our 10 because of a holding penalty on punts. So, we shot ourselves in the foot a couple times today, but certainly that was a gift. The running into the kicker, the roughing the kicker, that was clearly roughing. Chrisman's leg was completely in the air. That was not a gift penalty or anything.
And let me ask you a question. Like I said, sorry to interrupt. I'm a little choppy here.
No.
I didn't watch all of the game, obviously, as I mentioned, but Chrisman did not seem to have a lot of success today. Was there a win factor, or was it just a day that he just got a little bit of the nerves going, I guess?
No. They pressured the punter. There's the last punt that was kind of an off punt. He had his own guy blocked into him. So there was no penalty for contact with the kicker because it was his own player. No, but the Browns just pressured him. So, I mean, obviously we had the one play where they actually got to him and roughed him, the other punt. But yeah, I credit the Browns special teams on that and not Chrisman. It's funny. They do it right after they announced that the Huber era has ended. This is the new punter from Ohio State, so kind of the announcer jinx there. But yeah, this is a huge win. Once again, we're undefeated coming out of the bye. Unfortunately, we didn't get any help with Pittsburgh today.
Exactly.
Pickett was knocked out of the game early. Pittsburgh lost 16-14. So probably would have been a different game if Pickett had played. But like I said, we keep pace. We're right there. I mean, this team's playoff bound. They have 9 wins already. The over-under on the season total was 10. So those of us that bet it feel pretty good right now, only needing one more win to get to the 10 wins. So, but we're playoff bound. Just keep the train rolling. It's Tampa Bay next week. So, really enjoyed it. And kudos, like I said, the kudos to the defense. I mean, I can't say enough. And I want to say one other thing. Hubbard and Hendrickson have to finish sacks. There were a couple passes that Deshaun Watson completed when he had somebody holding onto his ankle or he was off balance. Those could have been sacks. We've got to finish those. We got away with it today, but against the Josh Allen, we're not going to get away with it. So we need to finish those sacks, and then just BJ Hill and Reeder, keep doing what you're doing. I mean, they were stellar today, as was our secondary.
And it was, that was the exact same thing that happened in that first game against the Browns too, where they were getting home, but they weren't finishing, and Jacoby Brissett was throwing those balls up down the field, and that's what just crushed us. So you're absolutely right on that. But you know what? The pressure's there, and they're forcing people out of the pocket, and like you said, you just got to finish them now.
Yeah.
But what are you hearing on Boyd? Do you hear anything?
Oh, it's just a finger. You could see it when it happened. So I don't know if it got jammed or whatever, but he couldn't come back into the game. And then and Higgins could have played if we needed him, but I don't think they wanted to risk it. So with his hamstring, I don't think they wanted to risk it. So he was suited up with his helmet, but he never got into the game. Obviously, another thing I was going to say is we missed Hayden Hurst. A lot of those third down conversions, if Joe had to run for it, those would have been just drop-offs to Hayden Hurst. So hopefully we'll have him back next week. We get healthy for Tampa Bay, and we just move on from here. So this is, like I said, we just keep the train rolling. Wasn't the prettiest win. It was that AFC North ugly first quarter that really kept the score down. But a win's a win. I'll take it. We don't have to see the Browns again. They're not out of the playoff contention for all intents and purposes. And we just move on to Tampa Bay and keep this train rolling next week.
Absolutely. I know I'm choppy, so I'm trying to find some space without screwing up the video for everybody.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. No, it's been actually pretty good. It was a little choppy in the beginning, but it's been good.
Right, good.
So really appreciate you.
Mark, two things.
Yeah.
There's something that did not take place at the beginning of the show, and you didn't tell people where to find you. So let's go back to what we do at the beginning of a win.
We rushed this in because I wanted to catch Heath while we had him. The first thing we didn't do is we didn't blow the victory horn. And the second thing is, if you don't subscribe, please subscribe. It's all we ask. So just hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, get the notifications. And like I said, we give you content right after the game. We give you content on previews on Thursdays. We'll keep doing that. So just support the channel. That's all we ask. And an extra toot. That extra toot with the victory horn. So
Hoo day, baby.
Hoo day. So thanks for joining us. I hope Riley wins his volleyball match.
Thank you, sir.
I will be back with the preview with Jake and maybe Heath on Thursday. Don't know what your schedule is. And then obviously we'll be back with the recap next week after Tampa Bay. So I'm going to say hoot everybody and enjoy the rest of the day. Take care.